welcome to another episode of Rate or Roast My Rig. If you have your own rig that you would like to see on a feature episode of the show, I will link down below in the description. While you're down there, please consider subscribing to further support what I'm doing over here. Let's just jump into it, shall we? Here's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see a rig like this. Obviously, what stands out is you have a 100-watt amplifier on a stool. Like you are able to get your dream amplifier, and it's big and it's expensive and it's heavy. You bring it in your room and you're like, I don't really use a cab. What the hell am I gonna put this on? Hey honey, can you get a stool from the kitchen? There we go, it's an amp stand. Also made further hilarious, not by the Sur Reactive Load, because that's a great load box, but you have, the $100 Mackie monitors, studio monitors, hooked up to it. Whatever works. Remember those old Visa commercials in like the 90s? EVH 5153, $17.99. Ibanez RG, $14.99. Mackie monitors, $99. Happiness, priceless. Your cable management is atrocious. You need a pedal board, whoever you are. The rig overall is good, but get a pedal board, please. Just loose. Can you imagine loose pedals? Ugh. Can you just imagine tripping over pedals and them having to go everywhere? They would just scatter. Ugh. I don't even want to. Overall, I give this rig 4 out of 5 beards. Yeah. All right, so this rig, clearly, we're in a home studio sitch. You have your teeny tiny little, the size of my soda monitors on the desk. You have the key in the lock on the top drawer because that's where the secret stuff goes. You have your Roland microcube. You have your 1950s wallpaper, apparently. Apparently you live in the French Quarter as well, in the Victorian era. You have 2 guitars, a quart, and I don't know what the other one is. Judging by the electrical outlets, you probably not living in America. You probably live in Europe somewhere. And this is your this may be your travel rig that you take with you and you backpack everywhere, and you're staying in a hostel, right? You're just staying for a couple of days and you're just setting up because you need to mix that snare. That snare probably sounds not great. What is this silver thing that the Helix is on? Is that a CD player or radio or something? A sub for, it's a sub for the monitors, isn't it? Hey, you know what? Whatever works. Oh boy. Or it's your grandmother's upstairs attic. I don't know. I don't know where it's at. However, I like the passion and I like the willingness to adapt. You know what? You don't have big fancy studio monitors. It's okay. You're going to use whatever you can get and you're going to make it work because you're hustling. And I appreciate that. However, this rig gets 2.5 out of 5 beers for me. The pegboard. What is with the pegboard? This reminds me of do you remember the movies in the 80s where the kid would wander into the back and the old guy would be toying with stuff? And he'd be like, "What's that, mister? Well, let me show you." Imagine a world where little Timmy discovers a left-handed guitar player. And it's the worst. It's a horror movie, clearly, because left-handed people are crazy. But the pegboard, this reminds me of it's the back, there's a mom pa hardware store, and there's a curtain over the main door in the back. You go through it, even though you're not supposed to, and you think it's gonna be some, I don't know what you would think it would be, but it's this. And then your parents are horrified. They're like, "Oh my God, he's been exposed to rock and roll music." Now he's gonna want to be a bassist. No. Seriously though, the pegboard, kind of weird. Although it's probably very functional and actually makes a lot of sense. It's just kind of ugly. Left-handed Gretsch, left-handed Jazzmaster, left-handed Les Paul, left-handed EVH, left-handed Marshall 412. That was a dad joke. Left-handed Strat. Some Seriatone amplifiers that you've probably put together. Very cool. Very, very cool. I see one right-handed guitar in the bottom left there. It's for when friends come over, right? Just kidding, you probably don't have friends. Look at this place. Look at it. There's a lot of cool stuff on the shelves though. Michael Myers mask. Everything is generally pretty tidy. You know, the clown mask against the back wall with the cutters and the tools and the slight Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger vibes, if I'm honest. But you know what? Freddy deserves to have a decent guitar to play as well. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, I'm gonna give this rig a 3 out of 5 beards. And here we have the corner of what looks to be the Vatican or something with several religious pictures. Mother Mary and Jesus looking down upon your riffs while you have what looks to be an Iron Maiden wallpaper. You have a Marshall combo, you have your shoes neatly put away, you have some Kleenex next to the router. I don't know why, I want to know why it's down there. Yeah, I'm insinuating what you think I'm insinuating. That you have a cold. Y'all need Jesus. Look at that framed picture right now. You got a bass, you got a couple of guitars, you got a Strat, you got a Schecter, gaming chair. You have your little tiny monitors very cleanly mounted up on the underside of the top shelf of your little desk there. It's pretty brilliant. Cable management's fairly tidy. I mean, I see the cables obviously, but like things are screwed to the wall and stuff. Like you did the best you can, because really, who are we kidding? You can't make it all tidy. I don't know what site you're on. Looks like some kind of gaming related thing. You have an automaton? I don't know what those things are called. And you have a very, very sparse corner of the house or the Vatican or the church or wherever you happen to be. But you have Jesus on your side, apparently, judging by the photo. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this rig, this rig it's 2 out of 5 beards for me. So we have a couple of Strats. We have an Ibanez Iceman, which is super sick. And we have a Marshall Carey King amp. I want one of those so bad. I just don't want to afford one because whenever they come up used, there's so much money. And then we have a we have a hang on. We have a combo amp, which is a black and then we have a Harley Benton Ibanez looking thing. We have a Sub-Zero guitar. I don't even know what that is. A fan of Breaking Bad, love Breaking Bad. And then you have a little mini Marshall stack on a Marshall half stack. Pretty gangster. What is this poster? I can't even tell. Oh, Judas Priest poster, okay. Overall, you're pretty rigged. You're pretty locked and loaded. It's a simple rig. It's an effective rig. Looks to be a pretty loud rig. Your middle Strat there, the finish with the Hadouken Street Fighter anime. I don't know what you'd call those things that are like the motion lines, or I don't know, showing that something's going fast in anime. I don't even know if those have a name. Comment down below if those do have a name. I don't know. Overall, though, I'm gonna go ahead and give your rig 3 out of 5 beards. I don't know why. So these shelves, actually I do know why. These shelves remind me of when I was in kindergarten. We had, in my classroom, We had a bookshelf just like those, same color and everything, that had a bunch of books, and the teacher would sit in front and she would read us all a story, and it was nice. I imagine you're doing the same thing, except it's riffs. Maybe good, maybe not good, I don't know. It also looks like you have some bric-a-brac. You have a murder mystery book on the shelf there. You're ready to track vocals if needed. You also have a panther, gold bolt covered panther. I don't even know what that is. Some guitar cases laying around for busking, which clearly looks like what you're doing. You have a Gibson Les Paul Studio. You have a Gretsch, some Strats, Jazzmaster. Overall, I think you're torturing people in here. That's what I would say. People have to sit and watch you, and they're just like, oh God, why are you gonna play that Styx cover again? Oh. Or you're giving lessons. Maybe you're giving lessons. I don't know. I don't want to know what you're doing in here. I'm still gonna give this rig 2 out of 5 beards. And last but not least, we have a guitar rig out in a shed. We have the propane hanging up top. We have we have people probably chained up in the back, just out of frame of this photo. Dude, imagine if a serial killer was like, I really want to get my rig on this show. I'm gonna say, shut up. I'm trying to take a picture of my rig. Hang on. Stop screaming for your life. It's morbid. I don't know why I'm going morbid, but you know, it occurred to me. This photo brought it out in me. And you have a machete in the top left. There's a literal machete like stuck into the wood. What is happening in this photo? You have an adorable little box amp next to your skill saw. It's for cutting wood. It's for cutting wood, not limbs, not limbs. Wood. Whoever you were an actual serial killer. And you're left-handed. So therefore that proves my theory that left-handed people are crazy, which I can say because my daughter's left-handed. Hi honey, love you. Nevertheless, I'm gonna give your rig 1 out of 5 beards. Sorry. And that does it for this episode of Rate Or Roast My Rig. If you have your own rig that you would like to see rated on the show, I will link down below in the description. While you're down there, please consider subscribing to further support what I'm doing over here on this channel. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.